Building up is based on certain principles like forming triangles, sending players forward using wings, and many more, but we all know how difficult it is to break down your opponent consistently, and you wonder how pros do it every time. It's not something easy, but when you master these techniques, so without any further delay, let's jump into the video. To build up consistently, you have to be very unpredictable, and to do so the first step is to read the opponent's defender movements. And to do so you have to know which defender your opponent is controlling. The triangle icon on top of the opponent's player represents the defender the opponent is in control with. Next, you have to know how to react to each movement your opponent makes with his defender, so when you see him moving towards your player with the ball, this means that you have to either turn away before he reaches your player and avoid the incoming pressure, or you pass the ball to any available option. What about when he is not moving towards your player? This means that he is cutting passing lane, or he might be covering space, so here you have more time on the ball, you can dribble and take your time. So when your opponent is pressing your player, you either turn away, or pass the ball, and when he is cutting passing lane, dribble and take your time, but these are not rules, they are just principles and first steps taken to develop your unpredictability mindset. After you master to deal with how your opponent moves his defenders, now next is the hardest skill develop on the game. First of all, you have to change the way you view the pitch. You have to develop the eagle eye, which means that you have to view all actions on the pitch. Decent FIFA players tend to view only what's happening near the ball. They limit their vision, so they are unable to view more options, and when the opponent covers the option they are thinking of, they take long time looking for another option, and this makes them very slow and very predictable. So what you need to develop is the skill that separates pro players from the rest. You have to start preparing for two options at a given time. Always you have to think and vision two options, so when the opponent covers one option, you immediately take the other. And beginning with the passing options, you have to always think of the two available passing options near your player, such that when the opponent covers one option, you don't have to delay as you already know where the second option is, and remember that the opponent can only cover one option at a given moment. Next is the pass and space options. You have to vision what available options you have at a given situations. In some scenarios you will have only one pass option, and the space, but a lot of the time your opponent will cover the pass option, so take your time on the ball and don't rush. Good players will cut the passing lane, and after they press you to cover up the space, all you have to do is to know what they are doing with their defenders and quickly react to it. As an attacker you have to know what the opponent is thinking we might do. And then we surprise them by doing the opposite, so we have to vision two options, and if the opponent covers one, we immediately take the other, and this skill is not something easy to develop, as at first you will feel like you're too slow and you're not using your playstyle, but you have to adapt to a new advanced playstyle. So that's it for today. Remember to leave a like. I'm out.